for tuning in for another segment of Meet My Mississippi Authors and Artists. Again, I have another amazing Mississippi author with us today, and she's going to introduce herself.
I am Emerald Barnes, and I'm from Amory, Mississippi.
Wonderful. So, I always start out with how I got to know these amazing people. How I got to know you, like many of the ones that I got to know, is from Facebook. I wanted to get some promotionals done, things promoted, and I don't know, I was doing some kind of blog thing, and then I saw your name, and I love the bookmarks that you have, something, and I started asking you questions, and I'm like, oh, she promotes books, and what's the name of the reads, something reads you do? It's a something reads, where we talk about books. The little blogs, every month you would do those things.
My blog was Dreaming Awake. That's the one I interviewed you for. It was Dreaming Awake.
Okay. And then you have something where tours, I mean, it's just like, you'll have something each month or something. It was like a different month, like February this and...
I did that all on my blog, and it was, just Dreaming Awake. It's just my blog, and each month I would do a featured author or a blog tours for other authors, and one month I focused on a certain issue that pertained to my books, like suicide and depression, and I just did it all for my book.
And tell us about your background. Where'd you go to school? Where'd you go to high school? Where'd you go to college? I know something about the W's in there.
Yes, I'm a W alum. I'm from like a really small community, like right outside of Hatley and Amory.
Okay.
And but I went to Hatley High School. I was there through elementary, junior high, and high school. I graduated at Hatley, and I went straight to ICC, where I did 2 years there, and then on to the W.
Okay.
Where I graduated with English degree with emphasis on creative writing.
Okay. And when did you start writing, and when did you know that you were a writer and just wanted to write?
That's difficult because it varies. I started writing in high school. I wrote short stories in elementary school, but does that really count?
Yes, it does. It does. It really does.
And I started in high school. I think as a junior, I had injured myself, and so I was laying at home, and I broke out the computer and I just started typing, and the story came, and an idea came, and I've never done anything with it, but it was then I knew I loved it, and I had a passion for the written word.
So what was that first thing that you got in there and started writing? You said you didn't do anything with it.
Well, I've always been geared toward teenagers, so it was a young adult, a horror story. It was a paranormal. It was about ghosts and an old Mississippi town, because everywhere I write is set in Mississippi, or at least in the South.
Yeah.
So it's in an old Mississippi town. It's an old house, and it's a Civil War ghost, and I never finished it, so I don't know where it was going to go.
Well, you need to, because people are interested in that stuff, because our cameraman just did a thing about paranormal, and he just did a whole bunch of filming on that, so there's a lot of people that are interested in that.
I need to finish it.
You really do. Okay, so tell us about your very first book and how you published it, and why you decided I'm going to publish this book and get it out there.
Well, my first book was a novella size. It's called Piercing Through the Darkness.
Okay,
I don't have it.
Okay.
I unpublished it because I didn't like it. I didn't think it was up to my standards. Now I have grown so much as an author.
Okay.
And it was about a young girl. I started out as a story for one of my creative writing classes, so I fleshed it out to a novella, and it's about a young girl who she was in a car accident and forgot everything that happened. She lost her memory, and then it starts coming back to her, and she's at college, and she takes a class under the guy who hates her, and she doesn't know why he hates her, and her memories come back, and she finds out why. But I unpublished it because I wasn't happy with the standard of writing. And so I self-published it. It was self-publishing. And I self-published my next book called Read Me Dead. And it's a mystery. And you do have it. It's a big one at the back.
Look at all these books, y'all. You can do it, I'm telling you. Okay, yes.
That's
love
one.
that.
This is one of my favorites.
Okay, now tell us about the synopsis of the book and the character and how you developed that character.
Well, it's about a girl who she witnessed her parents' murder when she was around 10, and she's lived with that tragedy, and it changed her. And the man who killed her parents comes back after hearing someone has written an article about what happened, and she was supposed to keep it a secret. And he comes back after the secret's out, and he's trying to kill her, and her and her friends trying to figure out who the murderer is and trying to keep themselves alive.
Okay, where does the read me come in? Where does the read me did come in?
It's very unusual, I know. It's about it's, it's an article in a newspaper.
Okay.
So that's where the read me part
Okay,
comes from.
okay, wonderful. And her name is, that character is?
Alex.
Okay, very good. Now, what were the reviews on that? What do people say about that? And what's your followership? Mostly like teenagers or mid-20s, 30s? Do you know? Do you have an idea?
Mostly it varies, honestly.
Okay.
I mean, adults who love young adult fiction,
Oh, yeah.
that's mostly my main follower.
Okay.
But there are young adults
Okay.
who read my stuff, but it's mostly the adults who love young adult
Okay,
fiction.
right, okay.
And yeah, it's got good reviews on it. People like it. It says very suspenseful, and it's a
You can
romantic
kind of tell that by the
Yeah.
cover. It's just like, okay.
Great cover artist. She did so
Yes,
fantastic on that.
absolutely.
And yeah, but it's very suspenseful, very very romantic too. 'Cause it's a love story.
Okay. And do all of your books have some kind of romance
Oh,
in them?
yes, oh,
Okay,
yes.
I love that.
You
'cause
can't
I
write a
noticed that.
story without
Right,
romance.
Okay, now what was the next book that came?
The next book was Entertaining Angels.
Oh, and I love the cover to
Thank
that too.
you.
Your covers always go great. I love
My
when
cover
your
artists
stuff-
are fantastic.
They are fantastic.
They
Okay, so
are.
tell the people who are artists and authors, how did an author get in contact with a cover designer and da-da-da-da-da-da?
Well, since Read Me Dead was self-published, I have a friend who is a big name in the writing, romance writing, and she actually got in touch with the artist who did Read Me Dead.
Okay.
This was through my publisher,
Okay.
but her name is Sherry Ryan. She's also an author as well, but she did an amazing cover art.
Absolutely. Okay, Entertaining Angels. What
Yes.
happens with
Now
that?
this is my Christian fiction. It's
Okay.
paranormal. It does involve angels. It's the Entertaining Angels. And it's about a young girl. She's 16. She absolutely despises herself. Self-image is such a big deal.
It is. Oh my
And
goodness.
so she is struggling with her weight, and she, toys with not eating, and just how she just loathes herself. And God decides to send an angel to help show her that He loves her.
Okay.
And it's a journey of self-love and learning that our Father is the one who really, He loves us, and because we're His child, it just shows the importance of learning who you are in Christ.
Now this is a timely book because it's all out there now that all these kids commit suicide at a young age, 5 and 6 years old. Where in the world? So this book comes right at a time. It wasn't just written, but now it is timely.
I know, and I was that girl.
Mhm.
I hated myself. I
Mhm.
hated the way I looked. And the reflection in the mirror, I didn't have mirrors. I couldn't look at myself. And God really just stopped me and He said, "You're beautiful because you are mine." And 6 months after that experience I wrote this book. So my emotions is literally
Oh my goodness, that
I
is a
wrote.
message. We talk about authors having messages and entertaining and all that stuff, but that's a message in here.
It is.
Now tell them that message about what? Loving yourself, what you have to come to grips with who I am, and say, what's the message of this?
The message is you have to love who you are. Once you figure out who you are, I'm telling you, everything is so much easier.
It's a game changer,
It is
isn't
a
it?
game changer. The confidence rises. You realize you don't have to settle. And I think that's the main thing, is that, you have to love yourself.
For anybody else to love you.
Exactly. For you to love somebody else, you have to know how to love yourself.
Absolutely.
And I have seen bullying because of overweight, and people, it brings them down. I've been bullied because of my weight, and
Or because of anything. That's the
Really?
whole thing. It don't matter if you was 100 pounds, Emerald.
I know.
It's gonna be people gonna be bullying you for the way your eye look, or eyelashes, or eyebrows, or your foot is pointing the wrong way.
And if you let that negativity just keep barraging you, you're going to be depressed all the time, anxious, and you can't find the will to live. And it's not about them. It's about you. You have to overcome it and rise above it.
Absolutely.
And that is the whole purpose of Entertaining Angels, to overcome.
I love that. I love that. Bullies are going to be bullies.
They
That's
are.
what they're going to do. Haters are going to hate. All of that stuff within your life, it's going to be there.
That's right.
You have to have the ammunition and the equipment to be able to say, hey, it happens, stuff happens, and life happens, and I'm
That's right.
still special, and I can still go on.
That's right.
Because we're going to have to stop this this cycle of 5 and 6 and 7 and 9-year-old kids
Mhm.
committing suicide.
That's right, and that's why, I know we're jumping ahead, but that's why I wrote Delivered by Angels.
Okay, let's do that.
And,
Now, what's that about?
That's technically the second book, because I have that novella that goes
Okay.
in between Entertaining
Okay.
Books. But Delivered by Angels is, well, it's the same premise. It's got the two main characters from Entertaining Angels in it.
Mhm.
But it's about a young girl who is in an abusive home. She's a cutter, and she tries to commit suicide.
Okay, we're gonna stop for identification because some people, older people or whoever, don't know what cutters are. Now, so tell them what cutters are, because it is a big thing out there,
It
and it's
is.
something that you need to look for in
It
your
is.
teens or people around you when they have marks on them that you don't know where it came from. That you need to know about this.
Right. Cutters are those who will take a razor blade or a box knife and cut themselves just to feel a release of pain.
Mhm.
And so that's what Lexi in my book is doing. And she's depressed. She's fighting depression because her dad's abusive and an alcoholic. Her mother's an alcoholic, and she just can't find the will to go on anymore. And she doesn't feel loved. And she is met with this guy who he doesn't quite understand what she's going through, but in his own way, he's also dealt with things. And so together they try really hard he tries really hard, and the new girl is at school, which happens to be an angel. They try really hard to help Lexi see that she's loved and that she doesn't have to kill herself and that she can get out of this.
Oh man, Emerald, you really need to be promoting these two books right here because we need this. These kids are crying out for
I
help,
know.
and somebody has to get the message through to them that hey, that's not the answer. There's something beyond all that bullying and that hurt that's going on right now. You can get above over that. And then once you got out on the other side of that, how did you feel when you got out on the other side of feeling like it's just a new world? Was it?
It was. My whole perception about things, it just changed. Like, once I fully understood that, my worth was not determined by my size.
Absolutely.
I felt more confident. I wasn't hiding behind the shadows, and I like to hide behind my computer screen, because I don't want anybody to see me. And so I never did public appearances or public speaking. And so things started changing for me, and I'm like, God loves me just the way I am.
Absolutely.
So I have to love me the way I am. And if I don't, how am I supposed to do my job?
And promoting a positive Mississippi, okay, this is another person, a plus size, very large model. What is her name? Because I follow her all the time. That she just got that big modeling contract. She has a bunch of tattoos on her.
Tess Holiday?
Tess Holiday. And she's from Mississippi, and she was bullied when she was growing up. But she's like the first really, really plus size model who got this huge contract. She's all over Facebook. She's all over international everything. And she models everywhere, and she's as fabulous and fierce.
She is.
Okay, and I mean, that's all I can say.
I wish I had her confidence.
Okay.
I'm working towards it though.
Okay, and she's from Mississippi, and she's the first. She just broke a lot of barriers in modeling and in a lot of things. So don't let anything stop you from being who you can be, because you can do anything and be anything. Okay, now what's the next book?
Well, before we say I do, it's just this little short story that comes between Entertaining Angels and Delivered by Angels. It's about, Chase is in Entertaining Angels, and it's about him learning how to forgive. He has harbored hatred for his father for leaving for so long, and he's getting married, and the guardian angel comes back, and he's teaching him how to forgive. This is really just about learning how to forgive, because forgiveness is for you. It's not about the other person. You have to do it for you and just to let it out. And so all these books, the whole Entertaining Angel series is about letting things holding you back, letting them go, because you have so much ahead of you.
Absolutely.
And you have to reach for it, and you cannot let these things hold you.
Absolutely. Wow, you have some powerful messages in these books. I'm telling you, that is great. Okay. Ooh, I love this. So warm and fuzzy,
Yeah,
Christmas beginning.
Christmas, yeah.
What is that about?
It's just
the cover is perfect.
Thank you.
I love that.
It's about a woman named Megan. She has been through a divorce, and she's just struggling to restart her life. And this is not young adult, it's adult. It's for adults, but it's all on the warm and fuzzies, It's just a big Christmas, new beginning. She comes back home. It's got kind of a Hallmark
Well, I was
feel
just
to
going to
it.
say, there we go. Yeah,
she comes back
small
home.
town, wherever.
Right.
What's her name and where is the town? Where is
It's just
like
a
the
town.
fictional town?
It's just a town in Mississippi.
Yeah, okay.
I don't really
You don't name
them.
them.
It's just a town in Mississippi.
Okay.
And she falls, her old boyfriend's there, and she works for him.
Totally Hallmark, so come get it.
Yeah.
Christmas beginnings, that's a Hallmark book.
Yeah, so, and it's just a really romantic new beginning story.
Wonderful. So you give us a little of everything.
I do,
girl.
I do.
Okay, now wait, is it just 2 of these or is it 3 of
The
them?
third one is not in paperback yet. My
Okay.
publisher hasn't
Don't
released
make
it
me think I'm
paperback.
crazy,
No, you're
going
not. We have
crazy.
3. We do have 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
now I
the
love
Marked
this
is the
stuff.
first one.
Okay.
And these are for our young adult paranormal fans,
Okay.
those who like werewolves and vampires.
Mhm.
This is their story. And the Marks is about Micah, who has, she's adopted. She thinks she's adopted, and she goes to, new school. She wants a new beginning. Turns out there's more lurking beneath the surface than she first imagines, and she finds out the truth, and she has to leave, and then that's when we get into the hunted, and she finds out the truth about who she is and her past.
So well. She finds out the truth.
Yeah.
What's the truth? Can we tell her what the truth
Well,
is?
I'm torn because it will ruin book
Okay,
one,
so now you want to read on.
Right, exactly.
We don't want to ruin it. Read,
Exactly.
don't ruin.
So she's starting out, and she finds out who she is, and she finds out what happened and how she was, the reason she was adopted, and she
I can
finds
see this as a movie series or a TV series easily. Couldn't you?
I can.
Really? Oh my goodness, I could see that.
Yeah, I could too.
Mhm,
And I'm hoping
It's
big things for
possible.
this.
I mean,
It is.
it's
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
So.
I'm hoping big things for this
Mhm,
one.
mhm.
Yeah, and
And the third one
the
is
third
what
one
now?
is it is without going too much in detail.
The name of it.
The Chosen,
Yeah,
and
okay.
it's the third book in the Knights Academy series.
Okay. The Mark. Okay, let's get it first. Which one? The first one is the Mark,
the Hunted, and then the Chosen.
Okay, okay.
And the Chosen is about, once Micah figures out who she is, it's about her coming to terms with that and trying to live up to her, the expectations that they have of her. So it's really good. And I always pepper in some details about how, accepting yourself. And I mean, she's 18, 17, 18 when the book starts, and she doesn't know who she is and doesn't know where she belongs. And it's a feeling about finding out where she belongs.
Oh, I love your books. Messages. I
do.
love this. That is wonderful.
I'm in the ministry as a youth leader, and so I'm always looking for a way to help people.
Well, that's it right
And I can do that through my books.
So tell me how they find you on Facebook. Emerald Barnes Author. Is it writer? What is it? Your Facebook page called?
It's Author Emerald Barnes,
Okay.
and you can just search it on Facebook, and I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram,
Yeah,
Snapchat.
look, unlike me, I'm totally computer illiterate. She knows how to do it all, honey. So tell us what you can do for an author as far as promoting and giving them, whatever with Emerald Barnes, with editing, all that.
I'm an editor and a proofreader,
Mhm, yeah.
and I used to promote authors on my blog, but because of my editing and proofreading,
Right.
it's just kind
So
of
much,
I have so much that I don't do my
Right.
blog anymore.
Mhm.
But I do editing, and I do proofreading, and I help.
And tell them why that's important, because it is important.
It's very important. Editing, you can write a good first draft, but you're so close to it.
Mhm.
You really need someone to go and say, hey, there's a plot hole here. You need to fix this wording. This paragraph doesn't belong here. Move it there, or take this chapter and move it to a different chapter. It's just about your work.
And that's what people who majored in English at the W can do for you, baby. They'll put those periods where they're supposed to be,
Yes,
and run-on clauses and say this is too much, or whatever. So I'm loving that. We need you all for that. Editing, and what else now you do?
Proofreading. That's just
Proofreading.
fixing the grammar and making sure there's no misspelled words or missing words.
Absolutely. So what is your website, and spell it out?
Okay, it's emeraldbarnes.us. It's emeraldbarnes.us.
Okay, very good. So overall, what kind of writer is Emerald Barnes? What's the takeaway? What do you want people to know about Emerald Barnes?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I want people to feel good when they read my stories.
Mhm.
When I was little, I always read these great books, and I just wanted that. That's what I wanted to be, a great writer, someone who could pick up my book and it help heal them, or it just takes them away. then they just forget where they are for a little bit, you know? And that's what I felt reading growing up, and that's what I want to bring to others. But I always want people to feel better about themselves once they read my books, and that's my main goal. That's who I am as an author.
And what is your writing style? Are you always writing? Are you always getting ready to do something or coming out of a project or whatever? You know, because people tell me I'm not a writer, so I rarely write. Unless I'm inspired by something, a poem, I can not write for weeks and months at a time. But are you the kind of writer who's on a schedule of writing, or you write very often, or what?
I'm not on a schedule. My schedule really depends on my clients. Yeah, so I'm working around my clients because their books, to me, they come first because they're paying, they're paying clients and they come first. But I'll write at night if I have time or on the weekends, and you can pretty much always find it with a notebook and a pen though. So if I'm not on my laptop writing, I'm actually writing out handwritten stories. Okay. So I try to write all the time. It doesn't always happen that way. I just kind of write when I have the time. So.
What advice would you give to new authors and people going out there? Like I always say, you have to have a tough skin, just know what you want, and be true to your genre and what your voice.
Yeah, definitely be true to your voice. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. You're going to get the 1 stars. They come no matter how good of a writer you are, they're going to come regardless. Somebody's going to hate you, so they're going to hate your writing, and it's going to be okay. It doesn't hurt you, and well, it might for a second, but you just rise above it, and what they say about you, you just keep writing, just keep plugging away, because with each book, you get better. I mean, my writing proves that. I have gotten so much better because I have learned to listen to my editors and my publishers, and you just listen to them and you take their advice, and do not be afraid to edit either. Like, it's worth the money because you don't want to put something out there that's unedited, and that's exactly why my first book was unpublished, because it wasn't to the standards it needed to be.
So are you going to go back and work on that and get it back out to us, or what?
I want to. It's just a matter of time management. I do have, I have to finish my series for the Knights Academy, and some more Entertaining Angels books have come to me, and I want to get those written too.
Okay,
so.
Wonderful. That is great. So what is about being in a small town, and how hard is it to get your message out? Because you have to learn how to promote. You have to learn how to be a self-promoter. A lot of authors don't know how to do that, and they're scared to do it. You have to open your mouth to let people know, I'm a writer. I write. This is what I write about.
It's tough because actually, not many people know that I write books. And
that's why you're on this show, and that's why we're going to put it all over Facebook, because you have some amazing stories and books. And 85% of the whole thing is promotion.
It really is. And see, I've never been one, because of my self-confidence issues, I hid. And I've never been one to be boasting. I don't want to be boastful. I don't want to be proud.
That's what a lot of people say. And you're not boasting.
But you're not, exactly. It took me forever
to learn that and to know that.
And no, these are stories that, I want them to buy my book, but I give away more copies of Entertaining Angels.
Right. I give away as many books. Right.
Well, it's because it's an important message.
Absolutely.
And so, I'm still learning. I'm not very, very good with putting myself out there. But it's a learning curve, but you have to do it. You have to do it.
You have to push yourself, because we wouldn't know about these amazing books and these amazing stories. Like I said, there is definitely a market for the paranormal stuff, because people are getting into that all the time. Like I said, the cameraman has just gotten off of a whole weekend of doing that kind of stuff. So you have a market out there.
My Knights Academy series is my bestseller. Okay. So they're the ones that go fast.
And that pushes us to another thing. You have to find your niche.
You do.
Everybody's not gonna like what you write.
No.
Period. So that's just the thing. Find your niche. Find the people who love Emerald Barnes and love that writing style. So I'm telling you, whatever your name is, find that person. Those people who like Blake's writing style, because you have your own flavor. People can steal your ideas, but they can't steal your flavor. They cannot do it like you. Nobody can be Emerald.
Exactly. In the end, it's your voice, and those books, no matter what, it's your voice inside the books.
Now give us your website one more time, and so they'll know where to find you and to look you up and like your page on Facebook.
Okay, it's emeraldbarnes.us, and you just search Emerald Barnes on Facebook, and I should pop up there. So.
Wonderful. See, I told y'all, I know the best people in the world, honey. I'm going to bring all these amazing Mississippi authors to you. So tune in for the next segment of Meet My Mississippi Authors and Artists.
It's inside it's in the air. It's who I am through and through. It won't take long till it gets to you. It's everywhere. Mississippi magic is sweet molasses breeze. God, country, family, that's what it means.